Hey guys, today we're going to make a delicious amuse with, yeah, you might be able to guess it, some beautiful Australian winter truffle. We're going to make a pomme soufflé that's filled with a winter truffle cream, conserved winter truffle and an oxtail glaze. So, let's begin. So you just bought a delicious truffle. It looks beautiful, smells incredible, and the flavor is incredible as well. But you're not going to use it straight away, so you want to keep it as well as possible. And to do so, we're going to wrap it in a piece of kitchen paper. It's very simple. Just wrap it and keep it like this in your fridge. But a truffle always loses a bit of its weight. So a truffle contains a lot of liquid and that vaporizes. So what I always do is I add a bit of rice, and I always add risotto rice, and that will actually absorb that flavor. And I always add a couple of eggs. And eggs and the rice, they will absorb the flavor and the aroma of the truffle. And then you'll end up with a delicious truffle egg. You'll end up with that beautiful truffle risotto rice. And it's just perfect to make the most delicious truffle risotto you ever had. And the eggs, yeah, you can use them for whatever you like. You can just pan fry them like this. It's so good. But you can also use them in a recipe like I am going to show you later in this video. So then just cover it with a lid and keep it in your fridge for later.
Now for the oxtail broth. First we need to brine the oxtail. Mix 3 liters of water with 120 grams of nitrate salt and mix it well to dissolve the salt. Then add 2 kilograms of oxtail and make sure everything is submerged. Now let this brine for 24 hours in your fridge. After that, drain the liquid and let the oxtail sit for at least 30 minutes to remove as much water as possible. Then add a drizzle of oil to a hot pan and pan fry the oxtail to golden brown on all sides. This is going to take some time, but the flavor is so good. Now take them out of the pan and continue pan frying the remaining oxtail. Meanwhile, take 3 shallots, cut them in half, clean them and chop them. Then remove the last oxtail from the pan and pan fry the shallots. Also add 5 cloves of garlic that are cut in half. Once they start to color, deglaze the pan with some beef stock and let it simmer for 2 minutes. Then pour it into a big pot, add the oxtail and submerge it completely with beef stock. Finally, add 4 bay leaves and then bring this to a boil. Once it's boiling, cover the top with a piece of parchment paper or a lid and transfer the pot into an oven. Cook it at 85 degrees Celsius for at least 14 hours. The next day you can remove the parchment paper and gently take the oxtail out of the broth. Let them cool down for 5 minutes and then remove the meat from the bones and fat. I'm not using it today, but I will in the next video, so stay tuned. After that, pass the liquid through a fine sieve and reduce the broth till it has reached the desired flavor. While reducing, use a ladle to remove any fat that's floating on top. When that's done, pass it through a super fine sieve once more.
So the broth is done and it's absolutely delicious. It's super rich, it's very powerful, and we might need to balance it out. Let's just have a little taste. You can see it's super clear and, yeah, like I said, it's spot on. It's so delicious. It's rich because of all the gelatin in the broth. It's a bit sticky as well. And I want to balance out a bit of that richness. And I'm just going to add a touch of a ponzu vinegar. And what that does, it balances out all the heavy flavors and it gives it a fresh touch. Let's just call it that. And that makes it a lot more accessible and not that heavy, but still so good and so flavorful. That's perfect.
Then keep it in your fridge for later. Now for the pomme soufflé. First slice a waxy potato on a mandolin in super thin slices. Be careful, because a mandolin is very sharp. The slices need to be around 1 to 2 millimeters thin. Now lay the slices opposite on your worktop. Then dust the top half with potato starch or cornstarch and use a brush to remove any excess powder. Be gentle so you don't damage the potato. Then use a brush to add a super thin layer of egg white on the bottom half. Now place the egg white side on the powdered side and don't press the slices together, only lay them on top of each other. Then cut them with a big round cutter and remove the outside. Cut the center with a smaller cutter. Now directly deep fry at 170 degrees Celsius and baste the top with the hot oil to make them pop up even more. Once golden, take them out of the oil. The small ones you can also deep fry, but I don't use them in this video. Now if you have some trouble with the pomme soufflé, you can always make a baba. For this, mix 120 grams of flour with 90 grams of egg, 10 grams of sugar and 2 grams of salt. Then pour 15 grams of milk into a saucepan and also add 3 grams of dry yeast. Mix it and then heat it up till the milk is 30 degrees Celsius. Then add it to the bowl as well and knead the dough for 10 minutes on a low speed so a lot of gluten can form. After that, add 30 grams of butter and knead it till all the butter is incorporated. Now transfer the dough into a bowl, cover it with foil and let it rest for at least 8 hours in your fridge. Once it's well rested, dust some flour in your worktop and use a rolling pin to roll out the dough till it's a centimeter thick. Then cut it with a big round cutter and cut the center with a smaller cutter. Now dust some more flour on top and then add a thin layer of baking spray in a couple of small soufflé tins. Now give the dough a little stretch and place them in the tins. Then cover it with another tray and let them proof till doubled in size. I do this at 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. Once doubled in size, bake them at 180 degrees Celsius for around 8 to 9 minutes till golden brown. Then for the truffle slices. Take a beautiful winter truffle and slice a couple slices on a tray. Now lay the slices next to each other on your cutting board and cut them with a round cutter. Keep the trimmings for the cream. Then cover them with a thin layer of the oxtail broth that's lukewarm and keep them in your fridge for later. Now for the truffle cream. First slice 200 grams of bottom mushroom in slices. Then pour a drizzle of oil in a frying pan and pan fry the mushrooms till completely golden and a lot of the liquid has vaporized. Also add 2 grams of salt for seasoning. Now transfer the mushrooms on a tray and let them cool down in your fridge. Then transfer them into a blender and also add 40 grams of egg yolk, 20 grams of the truffle trimmings, 20 grams of sushi vinegar and 4 grams of Worcester sauce. Blend this till smooth. Now also add 60 grams of sunflower oil and blend it till it's completely emulsified. Then transfer it into a piping bottle and let it set in your fridge for at least 1 hour. Now we can start to finish the mousse. First the pomme soufflé. Make a couple of small holes on one side and fill it completely with the truffle cream. Then cover it completely with the glazed truffle slices. These are so good. Now press the edges down and then they're ready to be served. Then for the baba. Take the lukewarm oxtail broth and submerge the babas for a couple of seconds on both sides. Then let them sit for 15 minutes. After that, fill it on multiple places with the truffle cream and cover it as well with the glazed truffle slices. Just look at that beauty.
Okay guys, that's it for today. Super happy with both results. I mean, the baba au truff looks incredible. It looks really nice. Baba au truff. And the pomme soufflé, it's also great. I must confess, I've been doing photos and all stuff like that for like 30 minutes. So I think that one turned soggy. But this one is still so delicious. So if you want to prep it for service, this one is much easier to make, better for service. And if you have the time and the staff for a proper amuse-bouche or maybe as a garnish for a main course, something like that, this one is really mental. It's so thin, it's beautiful. Let's just dig in. I think it turned soggy. Yeah, it turned soggy, but that's okay. Yeah. Truffle, but in a good way. That's so good. It's truffle. It's missing a bit of texture, which makes sense because like I said, normally it's crunchy. Let's just dig into this one because I'm really excited about this one. This one turned out, when I started this project, to be kind of a safety net, because the pomme soufflé, normally it's already difficult to make. But now with the ring pomme soufflé, that's even more next level. So I designed this one, the baba or the savarin, as a safety net. But I think flavor-wise, it's amazing, and texture-wise, it's probably gonna be very good as well. Yeah, that's so good. That is so fucking delicious. It's It's really incredible. I prefer this one over the pommes soufflé actually. A lot more texture, a lot more flavor. I know normally this one is crunchy, but then even still prefer this one. It's something different, it's something else. It's so flavorful, you can really taste the fat from the oxtail that I used. You can taste the truffle eggs, you can taste the truffle on top, the truffle cream in the baba. It's next level. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy that later. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video as well. Please let me know in the comments on what you want to see next. 2 more truffle videos coming up, because as you saw, I have quite a lot of truffle. So 2 more videos coming up. And I wish you all a wonderful day. Please like and share the video and subscribe if you want to support my channel and don't want to miss the other truffle videos. And as always, bon appetit!